This is just going to be an off-the-top video on why you should leave your hometown, why it's so important. A lot of people talk about this, a lot of people preach this, but I want to give you my personal experience and my personal take on this. So it all comes from lesson number 1 of Atomic Habits, which is change your environment to change your behavior. Like right now you're stuck in your hometown, you're stuck in old routines and habit loops. Maybe you are going out with friends that you don't like, maybe you're doing drugs and you want to stop. Like deep down, if you're watching this video as well, you probably know that there's something more that you want from life and you're trying to change, and you're trying to maybe start a business, maybe you're trying to go into the gym more consistently, but the people in your life know you as a certain type of person who's probably a person who goes out drinking, type of person who maybe is not good with girls, maybe it's the type of person who doesn't really go to the gym. And now that you want to change this, it's going to be really hard, because the people around you are going to try and drag you back into that box, the box of where you're at right now, right? And the comfort zone, we could call it. I know that term is thrown around a lot. It's true. You need to be careful of this, because the moment that you leave, it just becomes so much easier to change and to become the person you want to become. I remember this happened for me twice. I had 2 major moves. The first one from Italy to the UK, the second from the UK to Thailand. And the first one was a huge one, because I was very shy and introverted and never really gone to the gym. I came to the UK and I started working out, and when I told people that I was working out, no one really questioned it. They just assumed that was my identity. And it was weird, because if you move to a new country or to a new city, even to a new neighborhood, no one knows you, which means you can actually behave like you want, exactly how you want. The reason why you're not doing it right now is because you're suffering from the expectations of other people. You're worried about, what are my friends going to think? What are my parents going to think if I act this way? And I understand that. I've been there, okay? I had friends that, maybe I wanted to stay at home to read and do things, and I'd succumb to peer pressure, because, that's who I'd always been. And they're like, why are you doing this? You're so boring, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, in hindsight, 5 years, 10 years later, look at the life you are living compared to the life that they are living, right? Not to, hate or anything, but follow your dreams, and what you want to do. And the reason why leaving your hometown is the best thing that you can do is because it makes it so much easier. Can you change at home in the same environment? You can, but it's very hard, because what are you going to do? Just stop seeing the people in your life? Yeah, you can, of course, but is it practical? No, it's not really practical. I've seen this firsthand. There was another person in my group of friends back in high school that kind of wanted to take a different direction, right? So the whole gambling and whatever, drinking and stuff. We both kind of left the group eventually. Obviously, I still go back and spend some time when I'm back home. I left, and it was completely normal for my group of friends. I was like, okay, fine, he's leaving us, but he's going to a different country, fair enough. If you stay in the same city and you decide to just not go out with those people, then it just ruins the relationship. And I guess, you could argue you don't really care about the relationship with people who don't support your dreams, don't support your goals, which fair enough. In fact, I guess that is the most important thing. But again, just from a practical point of view, it's just so much easier to leave. So much can change. I remember making a video over a year ago now, why I'm moving to Thailand. I'll link it in the description if you want. And one of the main things was to change my environment, right? To get out of the comfort zone, to start the business, and to become a completely new person. Back in England, I was the guy who was good in university and was, good at school. I was, the smart one, but I wasn't the business guy. Whenever I told people I'm starting a business, they're like, oh, okay, it's a little side hustle, but okay, being serious, what job are you going to apply for? What bank are you going to start working in? And I was like, I don't want to do that. But people don't believe you until you go and do it. So again, same exact scenario. Could I have made it work back home? Yes, of course. But it would have been a lot harder because of the people that I hung out with at the time. And now, I hang out with different people. Whenever I come here and I tell them I'm an entrepreneur, I run an online business, people don't laugh. People are like, okay, wow, tell me more. And obviously, back home now, people will accept that version of you and your character, but only because you've made it happen. I don't know whose quote this is, but it's always cringe until it works. And it's true, because once it works, it's worked, and you've got your life. But you cannot afford to be distracted by other opinions, by the opinions of other people that you don't like, by friends, family. It doesn't matter who it is. Focus on what you want and then go and get it. And usually once you make this shift of saying, okay, I'm not gonna float like a plastic bag going through the wind looking to start again. Yeah, whatever, Katy Perry. No, but whenever you make this decision of actively deciding what I want to do, and okay, what do I want to do with my life? I want to do this and that. Like that's step number one. What do I actually want to do with my life? What do I want to do with my life? What are my goals? What are my dreams? What's my passion? What do I want to chase? And this stuff may change, right? So maybe you decide on something now, and maybe 5 years down the line it's something completely different. That's fine, right? Try your best to think, okay, what are my passions? What do I enjoy doing? What would I love to do? Once you've established that, then leave. Okay, obviously if it's something that requires you to stay within your hometown, then I guess you have to. I suggest still move like to a different neighborhood and stuff, but most of the times, like if you're planning on building a brand, starting a business, working for a certain company, I don't know, right, whatever, you can move, and it's the easiest thing you can do. Because now, if again, works for every scenario. If you stay at home, let's say you've built your dream and you've decided, okay, this is what I want to do, which that's step number one. Do it, absolutely. That's the most important thing you can do. Reflect on your future and what you want to do with your life. Once you've decided that, then move and start working towards it. Because if you don't move and you tell people around you, this is what I want to do, they're going to be like, wait, no, you are, I don't know, working in fucking audit. Like, why are you doing this? Whereas the moment that you leave and you go somewhere else and they ask you, okay, what are you doing? Or you introduce yourself to other people, hey, like, this is what I'm working towards. And they'll just assume that's normal, because that's who they've met you as for the first time. Like if someone came to me and introduced themselves as, I don't know, I own a real estate company, I'll be like, okay, cool, tell me more about it. But if this guy, I don't know, maybe he's just started it, but even if he's just started it, I'll accept it. Whereas back in his hometown, maybe he was working in, I don't know, accounting for the past 5 years. If someone came to him who had known him for previously, and he told him, I've got a real estate company, that guy would have been like, no, you're an accountant, you've worked in accounting for 5 years. And it's so powerful. It's such a powerful shift. It's so easy. Well, I say it's so easy. Obviously, if you've never left your home country, it's not mentally, it's hard, but once you're here, you're forced to adapt. And it's the best thing that can happen to you, because then you grow as a person, grow in income. Usually you develop other relationships, you meet people that have your same mindset. I was on a podcast a couple of days ago and we were talking about this. I think the ambitious people right now, they're not in corporate jobs. Like I spent almost a year in a corporate job, and the graduates, the people my age, they had degrees in stuff that was completely unrelated to taxation, like I think history, geography, social sciences, and they went into taxation. Like, what? Why would you do that? That just shows that you're not intentional with your life. And don't get me wrong, that's how most people live. Obviously if you're watching this, you don't want to be like that. So that's just to say, the ambitious people, they're not in corporate jobs anymore. Maybe some, right? But not my environment. In fact, I would argue if you want to go into a corporate career, then the competition has never been lower. Like it's never been easier. Like if you actually want to climb the corporate ladder and that's your dream, and you've sat down and you on the piece of paper you've thought about it like 24 hours, 24 days, even 24 weeks, and that's what you want to do, go for it, give it your all, and I guarantee the bar's never been so low to succeed in the corporate world. But otherwise, if you want to do something else, leave. And just to tie back to the original point, you're going to meet like-minded people, and you're going to meet people like you who maybe are struggling like you. And this is a beautiful thing. You meet people who are struggling in the same way that you are. And the best thing is when you make it work together. Like I remember some of my best friends now I met when I was struggling from a business perspective. And we all lived together, and we all built each other up and hyped each other up, and we were helping each other, and we were, reviewing each other's sales calls. We were buying each other's services. Like it was crazy. And that's the best thing that could have happened, because then if you go through hardship together, that's what builds the actual relationship. So just to bring it home, leave your hometown. I can't recommend this enough for anyone watching. If you want to make something of your life, whatever that is, just leave your hometown and you won't regret it. And for the few people watching this, if you've got an online business making over 5-figure a month, you can book a consultation call one-on-one with me using the second link in the description. That's to have a one-on-one consultation call with me, 45 minutes. It's $150. If you can afford that, go ahead. You probably can if you're making 5 figures a month. If you can't, then just don't book it, because you can't. Whatever. Anyways, thank you for watching, and yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this, and if you have any questions, just drop me a DM on Instagram. That'll be in the description as well. Okay, bye bye.